Hello!
American wrestling was going through something of a golden age in 1987. The World Wrestling Federation had reached massive popularity thanks to colourful characters such as Hulk Hogan, Andre the Giant, Rowdy Roddy Piper, Fisto, and Mick Hucknall. Eager to cash in on this phenomenon by ripping the money out of kids' hands, budget video game publisher Mastertronic decided to release a wrestling game for the Commodore 64 and ZX Spectrum. But they didn't just want some standard game where big sweaty men pull each other about. No, rather than a standard wrestling match, they decided to make it a cage match, adding an extra layer of excitement and brutality to the proceedings. A cage match, of course, is where the arena is enclosed and, in addition to winning with a pinfall or submission, wrestlers can claim victory by climbing over the cage walls and escaping. What this means in practice is a lot of climbing up and getting pulled back down. Anyway, we've got an added dimension to our Wrestle-O fun. That's plenty enough to sell the game to an audience, surely. Well, apparently not, as the designers at Sculptured Software decided to add aliens. Even the old WCW never resorted to that. So now it's not just a cage match, but an intergalactic cage match. Unfortunately, somebody forgot to tell the artist, as the game's cover just says cage match. Also, you'll notice it was released under Mastertronic's seldom-used sub-label Entertainment USA. You will also notice that the referee appears to be intently studying the wrestler's arse. The plot is just some gumph about space championships, so let's familiarise ourselves with the controls. We can walk around, grab, hit and kick, there are head slaps, neck chops and lifts, and there's an astonishingly useless diagram for the Hobson's choice you encounter when lifting your opponent. All sounds good so far, you get a fair variety of moves for your £1.99. Except, well, let's play the Commodore 64 version of the game and see, shall we? So, intergalactic cage match, and already we've got a Viking wrestling a giant demonic Smurf. What's not to like? Here's a couple of things to not like. The first is a screen full of system text font, and the second is this horrible music. Anyway, let us switch over so I'm actually fighting against the computer. There we are. I appear to be Hulk Hogan, and the computer is the Demon Smurf, presumably. I could also be the Viking there, a green demonic Smurf, a bee, red bug-eyed thing, or a green eye. I think I'm going to stick with Hogan. Computer-wise, you can only select the same characters but in weird colours. I'm going to go for the grey eye. Go for it! Here we go. And yes, straight into the action. Oh, hang on. Okay, we've got a problem here. That appears to be a mantis monster with a giant eyeball for a head, and I can't seem to do really anything at all. All he can do is sort of punch and occasionally move his leg up. What the hell? He's dancing now. You can't turn around. You have to kind of do a long, slow walk everywhere. I'll just amble across here. And for some reason you walk up and down much slower. What the hell is this deal with him constantly sort of crunching? What's happened there? Oh, was that a throw, was it? Bloody hell. Oh, get him. He's climbing up the bloody cage. I was going to say, you can't seem to actually stop doing that weird twitching. I was blocking or being hit. I can't do anything. None of my controls let me attack. Well, oh, bloody hell. Now fallen down to digital hell. There was nothing I could do. I could not stop him climbing up the side. That is absolutely ridiculous. Now everything's gone flashy and he's fallen to his space death or whatever. Great. Right, I'm going to be the Viking this time, I think. If only I'll have the hat for protection. And we'll go against Blue Smurf. Go for it. Go. Yay, there we go. And, oh, man, he's looking quite big. But I'm just going to climb straight up the side. Because I couldn't take him down. And yes, the computer's just walking into the fence. Like, I'll start going down. Nope, I'm going to go up again. What? There's nothing you can do. Once somebody starts climbing the wall, that's it. Yeah, there we are. I've won. Wow, what skill. What excitement. Also, I've noticed the walls are going all flashy. Oh, and the same thing again? Oh, sorry, I'm just going to go up the bloody fence again. Look, he's right behind him. He's got his nose virtually on my arse. He can't stop me. Oh, well, round 2 to me, I think. How many more of these Blue Smurf guys have they got? Bye. Don't forget to send a postcard. Wow. And what happens after this? Again, does it just keep going on forever? So this game is less a wrestling match and more just a race to climb a fence. Absolutely brilliant. Oh, we'll wrestle with the controls a bit, because God knows you can't wrestle with the characters. Yeah, but no idea really what's going on here. Just nothing works. None of the controls... Oh, hang on, I've got him! Look, I can sort of carry him around. Wow. And, oh, they're nothing. None of the... Oh, wait, that was a throw, I think. Oh my God, I can't handle this anymore. This is absolute garbage. Basically, all you can do is punch and occasionally knee them. And it's all pointless anyway, because at the end of the day, you can just do this and pretend you're a very, very slow Spider-Man. Incidentally, if you're wondering what the other characters look like, here's giant honeybee head man versus mantis thing. Hooray. Now, did you notice the crowd watching the match? From left to right we have a brown veiny elephant, a broccoli-haired monkey, 4 earthworms growing out of a mouldy potato, a Fabergé egg, some kind of demonic ventriloquism act, a pair of dealy boppers, and Homer Simpson with his eyes popping out. Before we continue, let's take a moment to note down all the lies on the cassette inlay. From the cover, there are 3 wrestlers in play simultaneously and a referee. From the instructions, it says your opponent can shake you off the cage, and arguably most of the controls are outright lies since almost nothing works. So what did the magazines make of Intergalactic Cage Match? Well, they didn't make anything of it, as there are no known reviews for the Commodore 64 version. However, the slightly less broken ZX Spectrum version of the game received scores along the lines of 15% and 2 out of 10, and was described using terms like pathetic, rubbish, and lame. I think we can assume that for the C64 version the ratings would be so low that they could limbo dance under a closed door. And yes, the Spectrum loading screen does appear to show a fat vagrant mating with a giant praying mantis. And so it came to pass that aliens and wrestling were never mixed again in a budget game. Except 5 years later when some clearly drugged-up designers used the Popeye license to make a game where the spinach-munching sailor wrestles extraterrestrials. The only good thing about that game was the amusing loading screen, where Popeye appears to be molesting a green Carl Pilkington. So, what happened to Mastertronic? They actually went on to market the Sega Master System in the UK, and were eventually absorbed into Sega themselves in the early 90s. But, years later, their name was bought for use by a company that sells budget games, mostly consisting of old PC re-releases. A fitting punishment.